We've been dealing with it for quite some time, but the concern is that we're seeing more and more different species affected, and there have been more human cases. It's not unusual for us to have an uptick in the winter time. That's been fairly consistent, and like influenza viruses in general survive better in the cold than in the heat. But the concern is that we're seeing it just affect a wider variety of species, including more domestic species. So far has not been documented transmission from domestic animals to humans, but the concern with avian influenza is that it's really good at mutating. And so it can change how it behaves and how it transmits and affects different animals fairly easily. Just because it hasn't been documented to go from, say, a cat to a human, we still want you to be very cautious and wear personal protective equipment like gloves, face masks, especially like an N95 mask or some other more protective face covering. Bird flu can mask and look like any of these other illnesses. So there's no telltale sign in humans or really in most other species that, yes, this is definitely avian influenza versus something that's less concerning. Definitely contact your veterinarian if you are worried about that. There's no specific treatment, unfortunately, because it is a viral disease. There's no specific treatment for our animals. Cats seem to be more at risk than dogs. Cats there have been a number of cases of cats ingesting raw meat and raw dairy products that have been unpasteurized and that have or unpasteurized and or uncooked, and they have contracted avian influenza and actually unfortunately died from that disease. We definitely never recommend ever feeding a raw diet to your pet, not only because of the risk of avian influenza, but it can carry a number of other pathogens as well. We're recommending that people actually keep their pets indoors. So any kind of outdoor cats, definitely keep them inside. If you do have pets, like dogs that need to go outside, to keep them on a leash and very closely monitored so that they're not accidentally ingesting or going near any like dead bird carcasses or anything, any dead wildlife that they find outside. At this point in time, when we're seeing these increased outbreaks in Illinois, for the public to stay away from any waterfowl, so ducks, geese, swans, species like that.